Hey, what's going on, Visionaries? Jason Osborne, J.O. Vision, back again with another video. And today, well, by the time you've seen this, I have completed my first week at my new job. New job, no, has nothing to do with the camera. I actually got back into the job market and I'm a project manager again. So why did I give up the full-time life with the camera? Well, that's coming up. That's a lovely sound to anyone who's just completed their first day of work at their new job. And yeah, this is just gonna be a real talk video. No how-tos, no do this to do that, to get this, to get that, whatever. This is just real talk, okay? Me to you, just like if we were talking and face to face. So yes, as I just said, by the time you see this video, I have completed my first week at my new job. Today was my very first day. I'm still actually in the work clothes that I wore today. I'm back into the job market and I am once again a project manager for a new company. I mean, some people who are watching this, you might have known for a while now, since January when I actually got laid off from my last project management job. It is about 3:30 on Monday, January 15th, 2018. Middle way through the first month of the new year, and I was let go of my full-time job today. They did a round of layoffs, and unfortunately for myself, my name was on the list of one of the employees that has to go. That's when I decided to do the photography full-time. And since January up until about now, I have been relying solely on my camera to pay my bills. And it's been quite the journey. Now, did I need to get a new job? No, I didn't. I was making enough money, to be honest, to pay my bills, to pay my rent. Luckily, thank God, I am blessed. But there are some things that nag me about being full-time, and just as, you know, me as a person, I have come up with some things that really just made me decide that, okay, maybe it's time for me to jump back in the job market and really treat the photography as a side gig or a side hustle until it becomes bigger or big enough to the point that I won't have to worry about some of the things that I was still worrying about, even though I was making money with the camera. So before I even get into anything, this is by no means a video to deter your own efforts. If you are watching this and you really want to do this full time, if you want to be a full-time photographer, it is possible. I am sitting here telling you that yes, you can do that. It is a grind. It is going to take a lot of hard work. You're going to have to think out of the box to get new clients and to compete with other photographers around you, but it is possible and you can do it. But for me, I'm at a point in my life where I wanted more. And when I say more, let's keep it real, all right? Let's break down the facts real quick, okay? Even though I might have this boyish face, you know, black don't crack, I am 33 years old. I turned 34 in February, okay? I'm in a different point in my life than I was when I was 10 years younger, 23, 24. Now, if I was 23, 24, and I found the camera then instead of music, and I was doing that, and I was getting as much success with the camera as I am now, I probably would ride that out. So by the time that I was 33, I would be exactly where I know I would be with the camera if I were to pursue it full time now. Cool. But there are certain milestones, certain things that I want in my life that unfortunately being a full-time photographer cannot give me at the timeline or the rate and speed that I want. That doesn't mean that I don't have the perseverance and the patience to push through, but it also just means that I'm changing my priorities at this time of my life. I don't have health insurance at all. So one thing you have to think about if you're going to be a full-time photographer is where you're going to get health insurance. Now, if you are a younger person, hopefully you will be able to just stay on your parents' plan until about you're 25, which is what a lot of kids do these days. They just stay on until 25 and then afterwards they hop off and they do whatever. That's totally fine. But for grown-ass people, grown-ass adults like myself, that has to worry about, paying for medical bills and things like that. Not having health insurance is a very scary thought, especially with tons of Americans going into debt every single day because they broke a leg, they broke an arm, they sprained an ankle, or they got sick and they had to spend a night in the hospital and they had no health insurance to pay for it. If that were to happen to me, I'd be in so much more debt than I already am due to college loans and things like that, that I simply would not want to take the chance. I'm a pretty fit person. I know I might not look like it right now, but I love going to the gym and working out. I love cycling. That road bike on my wall behind me, yeah, I was putting in 30 to 40 miles every Saturday on that thing when I had health insurance. But I haven't ridden it since, and I haven't been to the gym since because I'm scared to death that I'm gonna slip up, get hurt, and then not be able to pay for it because I don't have medical insurance. So not having medical insurance at this point in my life was a priority of me being able to say that I was a full-time photographer, okay? The next thing is that yes, even though I was making money with my camera to keep the lights on, to put food in my fridge, to pay my bills, I wasn't making enough that I felt that I should be making at this point in my life as well. Once again, I'm 33 years old. I want to be making a good amount of money. Things that I'm talking buying a house money. I'm talking about getting out of debt money. I'm talking about 401k savings, retirement fund money, okay? I know some of you older photographers that you're looking at this right now, you understand what I'm talking about. Young photographers, if you're watching this, these are things that you need to think about now. Not when you're older, but now. If you're in your 20s, think about what I'm talking about right now, because I'm telling you, if you wait until you're in your 30s and then you try to get the whole entire, oh, I'm gonna do this or I'm gonna do that, you're gonna be behind the ball. And that's just talking from personal experience. This is a real conversation from me to you, okay? The last reason of why I decided to hop back into the job market and stop doing the photography full time is because honestly, I'm used to structure. For being a full-time photographer is not for everyone. I worked hard, I was getting gigs, I was doing whatever I could do, but there were some times where during the week, all I had was a YouTube video to make, some editing to do at the wedding studio, and that's about it. And there were no gigs. Most of the gigs came on the weekend, whether that be freelance or me shooting weddings. And sometimes I felt like I wasn't doing enough. I felt like I was being lazy. And I'm someone that's had a job since I was 14 years old. Someone that's always worked and grinded for whatever I needed to get in my life. I'm not used to sleeping in during the week. I'm not even used to sleeping in past 9 o'clock during the week. And I was telling myself getting a little lazy. Sometimes I'd wake up, it'd be like 9:30. I'd be like, what am I doing? I need to be up. I need to be up and going. So I felt myself losing some of that work ethic that I built so hard over the last couple, my whole entire lifetime. Not even the last couple of years, my whole entire lifetime. And sometimes that can motivate you to really get back into something that you thought wasn't right for you at the time. But having a full-time job outside of photography, now that I've done photography full-time for the past 8 to 9 months, I know that, yeah, that's for me, what it is right now. Now, like I said before, this is not something to deter you young shooters who want to do this. If I was 23, 24, trying to become a full-time photographer, I would, because I know by the time I was 30, 31, I'd be in a crazy good place and I possibly wouldn't have to worry about any of the things that I'm worrying right now. But if you think that, you're going to be able to do the kind of photography that you love to do, or your Instagram photography, and make money off of that full time, you're being naive. And this is real talk to all of you shooters out there. If you want to make money with your camera, you're going to have to shoot things that make money with your camera, okay? Instagram, in my opinion, yes, there are some photographers that make money off of their Instagram images and things like that. But most of the time, that's not what's paying their bills. It's the stuff that you see outside of Instagram that's paying their bills. For me, almost all of my Instagram work is either collaborations, TFP, meetups, things like that. I've hardly gotten paid for any of the pictures that are on my Instagram. What did get me paid though were my corporate headshots, my event photography, my family portraits, my civilian shoots is what I like to call them. Those are what's gonna pay your bills. So you're gonna have to be accustomed to shooting people that aren't models, that don't know how to pose, or shooting events that you don't really wanna be at, or maybe possibly getting into the stressful life of being a wedding photographer, because those are the mediums and those are the things and the categories that will make money with your camera. it's very unlikely that you're gonna be able to make money doing fashion or doing model work or doing runway shows or anything like that, because one, that market is completely oversaturated, and two, everyone is on the come up on that level, especially on the Instagram level, so no one really has the budget to really pay you adequately enough to make money that's gonna help you pay your rent. Sure, you might find a model one day or once a month to give you a couple $100s to shoot them. That's cool, but are you gonna make it enough so that it's a consistent level so that all your bills are paid for on time and that you're not juggling? For me, there were times where it was slow. I'm not gonna lie. August and September, super slow months. Thank God that I was able to get some last minute jobs that were able to help me get through. But that was also scary for me at that time because I'm 33 years old, about to turn 34. Why am I pacing back and forth, wondering if I'm gonna get a job or not? Keeping a positive attitude, putting things out in the universe, I'm completely convinced that's what helped me get through those times and helped me get the jobs that I got. But at the same time, I also felt like I needed more. So, am I still doing photography? Yes, you better believe it. I'm still with the wedding studio. I'm still doing freelance photography, but I'm probably just gonna be doing it more on the side hustle. And as a side income, that is amazing. That's almost working 2 full-time jobs, but on a part-time schedule. And I'm gonna be making a good amount of money with the camera, even though I have my new full-time job. But with having my new full-time job, with the money I'm bringing with my camera already, I'm not gonna have to really worry about all the things that I was worrying about when it was just relying on the camera alone. I didn't do it for a full year. Could I have done it for a full year? I definitely could have. But like I said before, there's a timeline that I was on at the age that I am at the point of my life that I'm at, that I knew would not be able to be accomplished if I just did photography alone. Now, don't get me wrong, I enjoy being my own boss. I enjoy being able to do what I want to do during the week, being able to shoot during the week, being able to have my own schedules and everything like that. There are definitely a lot of perks of being full-time. Plus, you're doing what you love. Who doesn't want to shoot full-time and if you're a photographer and make money solely off your camera? But you have to be realistic about the situation too. What's your situation like? Well, how many clients do you have? What kind of photography do you shoot? Now, I'm not trying to sound like a hater and I'm not trying to deter anyone's dreams, but I don't want you to be naive. I get a lot of messages to me being like, man, you're shooting full time. That's amazing. How are you doing it? Are any tips that I can do it? Yada, 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 X, Y, and Z. Honestly, a lot of hard work, a lot of hard work, a lot of hard work. And I'm telling you that right now, okay? Hard work does not guarantee success. All it does is gives you a better chance to succeed. And that's all it really is. So you have to make sure you work so hard that the chances that you are gonna succeed are really up there. That means you're giving your card out. That means you're doing free shoots in hopes that they're gonna recommend you. That means that, you might be setting your prices a little lower that you want just so you can get that clientele base up so you can grow. And you're gonna need a little luck in there with it as well, But if you work hard and you think outside of the box and you do the photography that actually makes money, then you can do photography full time. But I would also recommend that you're in a right place in your life where you don't have much to lose and that you can actually take the time to grow with your photography and do it full time instead of hoping that you can just quit your job and do it in place of that. Because I'm telling you something right now, if you make a decent salary or a decent hourly wage with your job, your guaranteed check, it's very, very unlikely that within the first year or maybe even 2 years, you're gonna make that same amount of money that you're used to making. And even though you might hate waking up, going in to your 9 to 5 or your 8 to 4 or however you wanna say it, and you might wanna wish that you could be out shooting all day 24/7, that is your prerogative, and I don't blame you for wanting to do that, but you also have to be grateful for what you have and know how to utilize what you have. Maybe you just work your job and you get better and better and better at your photography until you're in a better position to possibly take that leap. But I know a lot of photographers that have families, marriage, houses, mortgages. They can't afford to do that because they know no matter how many clients they got, they're not going to be able to pay their mortgage or keep the health insurance that they have that's going to protect their family. And that's something that I completely understand. Young photographers, you probably don't have to worry about any of that right now. Older photographers like myself, that's what we do have to worry about. You watch these YouTubers out here like Peter McKinnon and some of these, and Mango Street, and some of these other photographers that seem to be doing, and Manny Ortiz, for example, who are doing photography. All these major YouTubers, they all had full-time jobs. And it wasn't until they really blew up on YouTube that they were able to quit. Now, I don't know if it's the combination of the YouTube money plus their photography money plus the brand and the sponsorships that helps them get through and provide for their family and also protect their family with insurance and a house like that. But at the same time, you have to be really, really realistic about what your aspirations are and if you can do that. A good friend of mine, Brandon Washington, he actually put out a video about how you can do this full time and how you can really, get clients that are gonna help pay you and stuff like that. And one of the things that he says is that you need a residual income. So if you're solely relying on your camera, you might need to pop open a camera and start vlogging and start your YouTube channel, or do something that is gonna bring in some extra income, because relying on just your clients means that you're relying on their needs. And if they don't need you, then you're not getting paid. So you just have to make sure that you are doing what you're gonna do for the best point of your life. And if that's being a full-time photographer and going for it, then by all means, I bless you and I hope you go for it and you succeed at it. But if that means that you have to work your 9 to 5 or your 7 to 4 a little longer until you feel you're comfortable, then go ahead and do that. Coming from me, who's been a full-time photographer for 9 months now, I felt that at this point in my life, I needed to get back into the job market and get myself back into the office and be a project manager so I could live the life that I really want to live. If I had a little bit more time on my slate, if I was a little bit younger, I probably would have just rode this out. But because I am a little bit older and I found photography late in my life, and I know I'm only 33 and I'm talking about like I'm 65, 70, but just to be real, all you young photographers, if you hear anybody in their 30s or late 20s, you're thinking, damn, you old. So you got to think about it like that. Your priorities, what are they? And if your priorities are to be successful, you can do that no matter what age you are. You just have to think about what road you're going to take to that success. Anyway, that's it today. I'm not really, going into too much about anything else. I'm back in the job market. So if you see my stories, my Good Morning stories, check them out on Instagram. You can follow me at JOVision if you don't follow me already. I'll follow you back, especially if you DM me and say that you watched the video. I give a good morning motivation to everybody every morning. Let that light hit you. Try to make sure everybody, feels good about themselves to start the day. So if you see them a little earlier than usual, well, that's because I'm waking up a lot earlier than usual, and I'm actually on my way to work like I was before when I first started them. Anyway, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions about why, any other questions about why I decided to quit shooting full time, or how was it, or any insight of maybe you're looking to shoot full time, please leave it in the comment section below. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. I appreciate all you visionaries that come back week after week. I really do. New videos on the way, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. This is Jason Osborne, JOVision. Better believe I'm still shooting. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.